Yeah, we're live. So how do you like the new digs?
Okay, so I like the things that you've done with the house.
Right.
However, I'm not a fan of Streamyard's updates. I like the idea of the dual assets.
Right.
That's great. But I only need to see my thumbnails in the same size they were before, because now it's like I can't see that shit.
Right.
I'm old. God damn, I'm
I know.
40 or 50 something years old, something like that.
And I don't have time for this.
Yeah, but other than that, the color palette is very pleasing to my eye.
Yes, I thought so too. I mean, it took me a while to kind of like figure it out and play around with it to get away from that dark blue and that, that cyan color. But the cards are a little annoying in the StreamYard thing, because I guess now they set it up so that you can customize the cards depending on whether you're showing on the horizontal or the vertical.
Right.
Because I played around with that. I made like a last minute vertical card for the background, so that it looks better on the vertical. So if anyone's watching this on their phone, so it has our little logo at the bottom, so it looks a lot nicer. But yeah, it's just getting used to it. Like I said, I'm still playing around with the whole, like, we're running two versions of the same show, one for the vertical, one for the horizontal.
Well, so I guess mobile optimization is always best, but I do like the fact that StreamYard has now, why the fuck they do this now? When I say fuck it, I'm tired of dealing with this shit.
Right.
I don't know, but it was timing, because I needed to let go of some shit.
Right.
But I used to have to convert them.
Right.
And the reels too and everything.
Right.
And so it's nice to have that option, but when you're in the driver's seat, you don't need to see both. You showed me that you're going to make it fit to cards, so why do I need to see? I feel like I'm seeing double.
Right. Yeah, it is a little bit annoying on the back end here, but hey, we're just going to have to kind of just get used to it, I guess, unless they make the thumb. There's always something. They make the changes that we like, and then it's but they do it in a way where we don't.
I know, right? It's so fucked up. It's we're not gonna make this convenient for you.
Right. No, exactly.
Good morning, you peoples out there watching us. It is February 9th, 2026, and this is the Ragin 2, the vlogs. Whatever that means. We still don't know what that means. Right. But we're learning what that means.
Yeah, it's us. That's just what it means. It's us.
We are reaching maturity. You ready?
Absolutely not, but hit it.
Yeah. Yay! Now this is the part where I take my clothes off. Oh gosh.
I was just so happy to the way that because I was editing that for a bit, going what is gonna go here,
right?
Because I figured if we were gonna lighten up the place, right, I didn't want to use the same music. So what do you think? What do you think of the house? What do you think of the house? I spent the weekend cleaning.
It's got a feminine touch,
right? Yeah, Oh, and I forgot the new clip that was supposed to go right after that.
Yes, all men must die, but we are not men.
Yes. Yes.
Suddenly I don't miss the old clips anymore. I think that we just need like just a different.
Yeah, we
vibe.
need one that's like emotional healing.
Right.
Shit. Yes.
Emotional healing means that we have less patience for bullshit.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. So who's joining us in the chat today?
Okay, so let's see. I gotta get past this. Good morning, Rob.
Oh, good morning, Rob. Hello,
Joseph.
Hello, Joseph. Hello.
Hey, girl.
Yes, the hope of spring. Yeah, I think that's what did it for me. I think that's what it was, because once I ended up with this color palette, I was just like, oh snap, I'm feeling like lighter and brighter and hopeful.
Lighter, fluffier.
The new music.
Lou, good morning, Lou. And Sunny, good morning.
Oh, hello, Sunny.
Oh my God.
Good morning. And it's like, yes, I see you, our beautiful eyeball people watching from regions beyond. If you are joining us here on YouTube, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. And for everybody who's new here, hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I am the artist for the Furry Fantasy Adventure Tall Tales, which I'm sure Nita is like squinting, trying to find the asset.
Oh, there's
right. Yes, there we go. The Furry Fantasy Adventure Tall Tales, and I'm the creator of Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, a medieval fantasy drama you can read online at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And if you are following the series on Kickstarter, the pre-launch page for issue 12 is live, and the link is in the chat right now. So if you want to make sure you don't miss that next issue, hit that link, hit notify, and you will get updated when the campaign finally goes live. And joining me today
is Nita. Hold on, give me a second.
Right, yeah.
I'm just Nita, and my vape pen is trying to kill me.
Well, yeah, you had to know right at that moment, right?
Whoa, right? Well, dude, you went faster than I expected.
Right, okay. Well, you know what it is? We shortened the intro.
Yo.
There we go. Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, it was
good.
Right. Yeah.
Real good. All right. I'm gonna be serious now.
Right. Well, yeah. So we just decided to finally, clean up the place, just change the colors, and I don't know, just kind of like we definitely needed a refresher after 5 years.
Yeah.
It was time. But I was really especially happy with how the intro came out. Like I had to tweak it a bit so that the timing still, I was just really happy. And it's like, I don't know, it just put me in like a better mood, than I don't know. You know what? We needed the change, right? We needed the change.
We like music, tone, colors, everything sets the mood.
Yeah, it really.
So, I was like, Daphne, if you wanted to seduce me,
okay,
how would you arrange the sheets, and what are you gonna wear? What color is it gonna be? Here we go. Daphne's showing us her best Victoria's Secret.
I know, right? I was about to say, welcome to Victoria's Secret. Because it's like I showed Nita, my initial ideas, and I go, oh, the shit looks like a bra store.
It does.
I'm not mad.
I'm not mad either, but we're not mad for different reasons.
Right,
You get to feel all girly, and I get to be like, yeah, baby.
Kind of like fits all moods. Or fits both moods. But
Daddy's proud.
There you go. But yeah, I was we really needed the change, because it's like,
no, for sure.
Yeah, because once I changed the colors of the logo, I was like going, oh, I feel different already.
I know, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like it's like Lorraine says, it's like the hope of spring and everything, right?
Right.
So yesterday, I had to go to BJ's. I just, the refrigerator was empty. I had nothing. It's like, if I didn't, and I've been avoiding it for so long because of all the ice outside, in the street. Like,
Jesus, are we speaking metaphorically or literally right now?
Oh, no.
Okay. Because we're talking about BJ's and ice, and I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm here.
Right.
I'm here.
Right. It's like, no, like, because yesterday, because it's like I told you, right? That it's like, whenever it snows, you can always tell the houses that are either renting or they don't give a fuck because they don't shovel. And when they finally do shovel, it's like they leave like a little begrudging goat path, which makes it impossible to take the cart out.
Neighbor, and that is why I am not moving up. But I want to be close to you.
Right.
I'd love to be able to just knock on your door and annoy the fuck out of you.
Right. Yeah.
But no, I would be we would be fighting.
Right. Because
you know that like, meme I sent with the two fish spitting the sand back and forth over the barrier? She was like, that'd be you and Daphne with snow.
Right. Yeah. Because you would be the one with the goat path. And I'd be like, I can't get my cart through this.
Dude, I'm going to die out there. Yeah, no.
No, but the worst.
Look, I'm going to be in trouble.
All that flirting.
Oh my God. I got a story for you, but I can't say it live because the kids sometimes watch the show. So I'm going to tell you after.
Right. Okay. There you go. You see, that's what changing the environment does.
Right.
That's what, so yesterday I decided, like, screw it. I have to try to go to the supermarket because there was nothing here. And it's just like, it's like, look, if I don't go, I'm just going to be drinking water for the rest of the week. So it's like, and it really reminded me, it's like, oh, this is why people stock up before a snowstorm. You kind of take it for granted here, but like I said, it's like, it's really not the weather that's the problem. It's how people react to the weather that's the problem. Because it's like I said, when all you have are goat paths and sanitation.
Bro, you ain't got to tell me about bad behavior in the winter. If the snow falls here, holy shit.
Nobody knows how to drive. And mind you, the way you make it sound, nobody knows how to drive there anyway.
They don't know how to drive here anyway. You can go Google it, seriously. Traffic Baton Rouge. Have fun with that. And like, oh my God, there's a blind curve, and you watch car after car after car. We could call it now. Like, you be sitting outside, and you'll be like, "Yep, that one's going off the road."
Right.
And sure enough, every time, because if they're over a certain speed, they hit that black ice.
Right. Like, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I had to go to BJ's, which is kind of, for people who don't know, it's Costco Light. And Nita, yesterday it was 7 degrees with a minus 12 degree wind chill.
Oh my God.
And I just said, fuck it. I would
die.
To figure out. I have to. Absolutely, sir.
Absolutely.
Kaylin, are you a furry? Absolutely. And not in that, like, oh, it's anthropomorphics. No, it's fucking furry.
Fucking furry.
Right. So I decided to, like, just try. I took my cart, and it's like, oh, this is going to be hell. Just going there, it's like, took me twice as long, because it's like, again, it's like I would try to push my cart. The street would be clean until you get to the one house, and then the cart will not move at all. And then I had to backtrack, go into the street, and the whole thing, right? So I finally get to BJ's, and I'm thinking, oh, while I'm here, I'll probably pick up some more, ice melter, because, I mean, we have one already. Yeah, no, for real.
That's not why they hurt, and you know it.
I thought, oh, I'll buy some more ice melter. I mean, we have some here, so we're okay with that. I just figured while I was there, they freaking had all the summer stuff out.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like all the summer stuff is out. It's like fucking 11 minus 11. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like it's minus like 17 or 12 or whatever, wind chill. And I go in and it's all their summer stuff is out. Like all like the heaters are gone, the ice melters gone, the shovels are gone, everything. Now it's just like bubble machines, charcoal grills, it's like summer stuff.
It sounds like a gay old time.
Pool stuff, and I'm like going, who's thinking this? Who's thinking this way? I understand that it's going to be summer eventually where we'll all just complain about
now we're doing it with seasons, not just holidays. Because that's how it used to be. Like just the holidays. Now we're jumping entire seasons.
Right. Yeah. And now it's just like all the summer stuff is out.
Although
I don't know why in the end it surprised me. Well, because it was minus 12 degrees wind factor. But because it's like, like even like you said, it's like, like with seasons, right? Like it was very common that if you wanted to buy a coat, the worst time to get it was during the winter. You had to buy you had to buy winter coats in the summer because that's when they had them out. But if you wanted them in the winter, you couldn't find winter clothing. It's like Halloween now.
I think I remember my mom bitching about that. How it used to be the case. Now it's like, oh wow, we really just do keep recycling history.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like we're thinking this is new, and it's like, oh wait a minute, no, that's not new.
Same old shit.
Right? It's like Halloween now, where if you want to buy Halloween stuff, you have to do it in August.
Right.
Because by the time it hits September, they're already moving on to Christmas.
Yeah, everything I window shopped is gone, and I have to go buy an elf or some shit.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, so now it's yeah. So it's always been like that. So I don't know why it surprised me, but it was just like, oh, it was horrible. And then coming back was even worse because I had like a full cart, and it's like now I especially needed to make sure to avoid all the goat paths, and it's like I almost popped my wrist off on one part when it's like the wheels got caught on a goat path, and it's like, oh, come on, and it's like
I would be the neighbor that would be responsible. I would clear the path, okay?
Right.
The public access sidewalk part.
Right.
Now, my car, that bitch, I'll see it when it thaws.
Right. No, that's what most people do.
Like all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then okay. So I would be like a typical New Yorker.
Right. Yeah. Because it's like, look, if like we had like if it's like if Lorraine
not with that accent, ma'am.
Yeah, right. If Lorraine had been here with her car in the backyard right before that snow, she would have had to have taken Amtrak back.
Yeah, dude.
She would have to come back in the spring for her car. Like that's just like, no, sorry. The car is part of the backyard.
We can even throw some poppy seeds and see what happens.
Really. It's like, no, and there are people who it's like you could tell the cars that they're not even bothering to shovel out.
Right.
I mean, it is just like, yeah, it's awful.
That is not a vehicle anymore. It is an amusement park for kids with sleds.
Yeah, no, for real. And it's like, so it's like when I got home, I was just like I am not going out for the rest of the week. I cannot, it's like I have to wait for things to like melt a little bit more because it is just too much. It is just too much. Oh my goodness. So what else is anything else going on your end?
I'm turning everything around again.
What do you mean? Oh, you're going. What do you mean?
I'm moving my office back in my bedroom.
Oh,
but this time I'm not going to go in the closet. I'm going to go on the side of the bed.
Oh, okay. So you're going to have C on one side and you on the other side.
Yeah, but you have to understand, bedroom's massive. Like our like the floor plans here are like way different.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Like we're not bazillionaires, but we got fucking plenty of room back there.
Right. No, I mean it's no, that's very typical because it's like in New York, it's like, oh, $3,000.
My closet's as big as the room you sleep me in.
Right, so once you're outside in New York, it's like houses are like able to breathe. It's like that's what it feels like. So it doesn't surprise me that you're saying that you have. So I mean, okay. So how are you gonna handle it when?
I am going to be moving my desk onto the wall that's on my side of the bed.
Right.
And the reason being is because even though my screen faces me and away from everybody that's coming in or out of the kitchen,
right,
I handle some very adult content. And even though my children are older and have probably already seen worse online as their mother, it feels a little creepy sometimes.
Well, yeah,
so
you don't want to
I am I'm gonna go ahead and take it in the back. Not only that, when I stream, the background noise and stuff, you know, like it's just like and I don't want to be like, y'all gotta be quiet. You can't live your life because I have to do this. No, fuck that. This is their house too. So I'm gonna take the shit in the back. So when I'm streaming with you, I can shut the door, but it's directly in front of the door. So when I open the door, I'm still open in the house. Because the problem before is I was in the closet studio and I was closed off. There's no windows. I can't communicate with people walking through the house and all that bullshit. This way, I'll have kind of like the best of both worlds.
Oh, that's good.
Or a compromise of both. Whichever.
Right. Yeah. So what's going to happen to all the stuff that was in your closet, like the back?
Oh, the stuff that was in my closet's already back in my living room and shit, or on my shelf, or some of it's still in the closet. Just depends on what it was. Like,
you know, because you did have a nice setup there.
I really did, and it was really cool, but it was very bad for my mental health.
Right? Yeah,
it really was.
Yeah, that's the trade-off, right? Because it's like because in the end, it's like I guess you've gotten really comfortable not being on screen anymore.
Right.
So it's like it's not like
shit.
you don't have to have an aesthetic background or anything, you know? Right. You know, but I don't know.
And also these sound effects in a few minutes, if you hear the scratching, this is my cat that obsessively is going to bury his shit for the next 30 minutes. And the shit's going to be on top of the litter when he's done, because he's going to move every piece of particle of litter around before he's done.
Right. He'll bury everything else but that.
Everything. And he likes to pop the side of the box. So oh God.
Right. Well, look, it's either that or we're listening to your kids play Five Nights at Freddy's on a
screaming.
VR
screaming on the VR set, like somebody's being murdered in the background.
Yeah.
So it'll make it a little bit to where I can shut my door and focus when we're here. And also if I have like a big job or something, you know, I need it to be an open but still private space.
Right. Yeah. No, of course. You know, and speaking of big jobs, so I am officially past the halfway point of flatting Eagle Raven issue 12, which I swear to God, it's like this issue. I don't know. It's like with each subsequent issue, it just feels like it's just taking longer and longer and longer, and I don't know why. But it's just all coming together, which I am very ecstatic for. A lot of good vibes been happening since the beginning of February, especially. But yeah, so I just finished page 22 out of this is a semi-longer issue. This is 36 pages instead of 32. So I'm hoping that my goal is to finish this issue by the end of the week so that I can finally put it together, send it out to get proofs of both issue 12 and the volume 3 trade paperback, and including the digest. I'm still running with that experiment where let me just show. So this is the regular trade paperback of this is volume 2. So this is the regular size trade paperback, and then I am doing a corresponding digest version of it. So kind of like pseudo manga size, whatever. It's just digest. So that because I've always had this thing where I felt like by not having a smaller size, that I was kind of like leaving out a lot of people who would have collected this, but they didn't because it doesn't fit next to their manga. So so I've been doing that for each of the trades. So with the volume 3 trade, I'm going to be doing the same thing. So I'm going to be proofing the volume 3 regular edition and the trade edition. The only thing that I haven't decided yet is whether I should offer up the digest versions on the next Kickstarter.
Why not?
You know, it's like just like wait for like all the trades to be available, or when I do the third volume trade, have it both as the trade, like the regular version and the digest on the same campaign already. You know, just to have that option instead of like waiting and doing like a separate campaign just for the digest size.
Oh, I wouldn't do a separate campaign. Just
right. Yeah.
Because then it gives the appearance of a money grab. So you don't want to do that.
Right. I mean, you know, it's funny. It's not that I was worried about it looking like a money grab. I was just wondering, it's like, oh, am I going to divide the audience that much? Like could my audience support 2 separate format campaigns as opposed to just having it on the same campaign?
Right.
And I kind of think it might be better to have it on the same campaign, just so everybody can just buy whichever version they want. You know, because I really do like the digest size. You know, I really do like it. And it fits in a lounge fly. If anyone wants to, you know, we use everything but the metric system. Right? It's small enough to fit in a lounge fly backpack. You know? So I'm like, you know, like getting through, you know, so getting through this issue. And again, it's one of these issues that's kind of like a milestone issue for me, not necessarily the fact that it's issue 12 and it finishes off, I guess, the 3/4 of the series, which means that after this issue, I only have 4 issues left on this series, which kind of blows my mind. It felt so far away when I did the Kickstarter for issue 1 in 2021, and now I'm just like, yeah, I'm 4 issues away, which is crazy to think. But it's more like, but what makes it a milestone for me is like there's a particular scene in here that I had been like dying to get to, because it's one of those things where it's like I feel like dialogue wise, like I really enjoy the it, not the I guess it would be the banter, but I guess like this. Good morning. Like so just to kind of like for people who are following the series. So without giving anything away, so Eagle Raven and Rillian, they meet up again, and Rillian is especially being an asshole in this scene, extra asshole in this scene, and. Like I said, I'm very proud of the dialogue that I wrote for it, and it's just like very. I'm just very excited to be at this scene. You know, when it's just like I remember when I initially wrote it, and it's like, oh, this is going to be great when I get to it, and it's like, and here I am getting to it. And I'm just like really excited for everybody to like get this issue and like finish off this part, this second to last section of the series, because what my goal is I want to complete the series by the end of the year, if not sooner, so that I can get that last trade proofed, you know, before 2027. But yeah, just like finally put a bow on this, you know, and it's like, and on one hand, it's like I'm really excited. On the other hand, it's like, holy shit, like I'm so Like, I'm so
Hell,
ready.
I'm excited. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, somebody's not going to George R.R. Martin this series.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, and it kind of like, that's one of the reasons why, like, I decided to like, to put like marketing as we know it right now in the background, because I felt at this point it's more important for me to finish this. Because it's like so many people don't finish their books. Like, I think I can count on one hand how many people I know like finish their series, and then maybe if I talk to Jose, maybe I can get a couple of more people on the other hand. But there's really, for the amount of books that get released, yeah, it's like it's infinitesimal as to like how many people actually finish their series. And right now I feel it like more important to do that than to worry about
Finishing is always important.
yeah.
Always is. And
Yeah.
the fact that you're talking about the majority not finishing, that's kind of like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, for real. It's like that it's gotten to a point where that's the most important. Like, you know what? It's like, yeah, it's like, do I want better Kickstarters? Would I'd like to like figure out this whole marketing voodoo shit so that I can have better Kickstarters or something. But it's like, nah, you know what? Let me do the one thing that 99.9% of people in comics don't do.
Find the clip. I mean, finish the story. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's
sorry.
finished the story.
Finish the story. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry.
Finish the story. It would be very easy to say it's the weed talking, but no, it's actually just you. That's the
I'm like this sober. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm really not. I'm really not. Well, I'm
sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. I forgot to put my filter on this morning.
Yeah, so so that's, and also since I do have this plan for later, I'm not going to go into detail of it because this is like kind of like the boring part. That marketing is boring, where it's like I just feel like if I
love my job.
Right. Well, yes.
No, I just felt obligated to say that.
Yes. Okay, for me, marketing is boring out of everything, that I just feel like I would have a better time like promoting and talking about my book if it's finished than when it's in pieces as in individual issues. And there's a well, technically there's a filter for the chat, technically. But not for Nita. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like I just feel like I said, like that's the most important thing for me to do right now is just finish this book. So then that way I can move on to finishing Tall Tales, finishing that last 2 issues of Tall Tales, or at least for that story arc. And then just move on to like the rest of Eagle Raven's adventures, because it's like there's
a whole world out there.
Really, it's like I am like, I think what makes it really, really tough doing these pages is the fact that I am so far ahead on Eagle Raven's story. Like I am just like so like it feels like I'm behind, just talking about issue 12. I mean, it's like there is just like so much nonsense I just want to like show off as to what my girl's been up to. And it's like, oh, but I got to finish this. So that's like another incentive for me to finish the main series as quickly as possible, because I just
not as quickly as possible.
Well, look, as quickly as possible without sacrificing the time and the energy and the quality that I'm putting, that I would like the book to have. It's always weird for me to say quality, because it's like it's like I don't know. I always compare myself to Arthur Adams, and it's like, oh, that's not a good comparison.
Why do you do that?
I don't know. It's like automatic. It's like, but I really have to like, no. The quality, the standards that I hold my own work to. Maybe that's a better, explanation, as quickly as possible while still holding my standards.
Right.
Because it's like, there's just like so much that I want to introduce. It's like, look, my girl's been busy. And there are just characters that I just want to finally put on into the forefront, and it's just like, I'm very impatient. I'm very, very impatient. So yeah, so the sooner I get this main series finished, the sooner I can get to the rest of the stuff that I want to show off as well. Which I guess like kind of like gets to the title of the of today's episode, which is Your Passion is Cringe. And and hold on. I'm kind of like, oh no, is it on? Hold on. Let me see something. Hold on.
Okay.
I have because any extra wind chill that's outside, I feel it more in the office. I had a heater on, but like now I'm like feeling like I'm cooking, so I had to shut the heater off. So there's this trend on YouTube that I'm not really sure what to make of it, but it's kind of like an overall trend that I've been seeing. Both
Tide Pods are bad.
Well, that's been right. I mean, are people still eating Tide Pods? I mean,
no.
Is poison control still busy with Tide Pods?
But that's where my brain goes every time somebody says anything is trending on TikTok. All right, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of like so with this, like this feeling that made me want to like really change the aesthetic of the vlog here, and it's like, this is kind of like how it feels. It's like, yeah, it's the hope of spring kind of, right? And I have been really wanting to get away more and more from the whole like art as a business, that it's like, oh, it's like, whenever it's like, it's kind of like when I watch any show lately, it's like in our circle, it's always like this.
This is business. Numbers. Is this working? Yes.
Yay! None of them.
Right. It's like most of them are like that, and I needed something, and I just got really tired of that, especially after kind of like writing off, social media marketing and all that, right? And it's like, okay, I need to be listening to something else. But the problem is that I don't know whether this is just something that is like an overall thing, or whether it's an algorithmic change or something. But when I go to try to look for artists on YouTube, they usually only come in two flavors. It's all art as a business. It's like, oh, I made $1 gazillion at this artist alley just by having these 5 items, or blah, blah, blah.
Right.
It's like, oh, how I made a 6-figure business selling stickers or shit like that, right? And then, or it's just straight up tutorials. Like, I'm going to teach you to draw like Kim Jong-il or something,
right.
G or whatever. I keep wanting to say Kim Jong-il, but that's the dictator of North Korea. So no, you don't want to draw like him. And it's like, so they only come in those 2 flavors. And it's like, and out of all the videos, I've only been able to find 2 that talk about art as more philosophy, and and then it's like, and then there's like this one design guy that I follow where he kind of combines the 2. He talks about like art and design as a philosophy and as a design structure. So it's kind of like he kind of. I just like the way he thinks. That's pretty much when it comes to art and design. So I watch him, and the other two are more philosophical channels about art specifically. But that's extremely rare. Everybody else, like I said, tutorials that always end up with buy my course, and then or it's just straight up like just like art as a business, and then like buy my course.
Right.
And and I'm like going, it's like, you know what? Where are people just talking about their art? Hello. Like, where are the people who are just talking about their art? About like why they do their art. It's like why, it's like why they write the way they write, why they design the characters the way they did,
because artists are broke and we're starving in this economies, and so it's like everything becomes, how do I make money? Sell. Like, never mind, just go ahead and keep rolling out. You got to go with it sometimes, like,
right. No, yeah, that's kind of part of the feeling that I get, that it's like that everything, that there is such a pressure to monetize now. You make money today, it's like that's pretty much, that everyone goes straight to that. And in the end, it's like that's what the algorithm promotes. Or at the same time, though, there's this phrase that I heard that says the algorithm is people. And that, like, in the end, as much as we want to treat the algorithm as something like this amorphous zeros and ones that gets programmed to control what we see or don't see, it's actually based on the viewing patterns of people. And it's kind of funny to see how it's like that people can listen to you talk about your art as a business all day. But the second you talk about art as a passion, they're like, nah, I can't be bothered. And it's kind of weird, to like realize that. And I was like trying to, and I was, talking
but it's so, what's really odd is how many times you hear them say it is their passion, but they do not want to talk about it.
Right. And that's like also the other thing too, that it's like, yeah, like whenever, we hear about the whole, like, this is my passion project. I've been doing this book since I was 12 or whatever. This is, it's like, oh, I wrote this story based on a tragedy or something in my life and or whatnot. But there's just something odd about it. Like again, it's like more like when people start talking like that, it sounds less like a passion, like they're talking about a passion, and more like they're just repeating marketing buzzwords. It's like, oh, well, if I say this, like, passion is a marketing buzzword, not an actual feeling about their artwork.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, so when people talk about it like that, it still doesn't sound sincere. And I made this weird connection. So the other day, Jose started watching History of the World Part 1. Now, if you ever, like, if anyone understands the concept of Rocky Horror Picture Show, that's my Rocky Horror Picture Show. That shit was on rotation in the original HBO days. And I have that movie memorized. I mean, it's like, it's like all the major scenes, like I watch it and I know I was probably annoying the fuck out of him. Because the second I heard that not George Orwell. So much for remembering everything. The second I heard the opening, I recognized it, and then it's like I sat down to watch, and then of course I'm reciting the dialogue, I'm acting out shit, I'm looking like a complete loon in the chair next to him, and then it's like I realized, and it's like, it kind of like hit me like a ton of bricks. And I go, holy shit, Mel Brooks, this movie, Mel Brooks is literally the Muppet Show without Muppets. It's like, and it's like, because everyone is acting like really odd, really strange, but it's normal in the context of his work. right? I mean, and it's like, and then there's, of course, if you think about it, like, you know, like Jim Henson and Mel Brooks, they all kind of come from like this vaudeville, like memory, like they understood vaudeville to incorporate it into their work. And, you know, and that's kind of like, yeah, because it's like to watch the way Mel Brooks was fucking Kermit. He was Kermit. The way he was acting. I mean, even like there were certain things in there, like I literally could see Kermit doing, and I go, holy shit. It's like, this is the Muppet Show without Muppets, right? Like even the jokes and everything. And also the other thing, it reminded me of a conversation I was having about like the argument that, oh, Blazing Saddles couldn't be made today, which I called complete bullshit on, because everything about Blazing Saddles, there are contemporary, yeah, every action is so hyper, yeah, especially, right? And, you know, because everything that people say, oh, you couldn't make it because of this, you couldn't make it because of that, has a contemporary, you know, twin, you know, or just to put it bluntly, everyone just forgot that Quentin Tarantino exists, you know? I mean, it's like, you know, but then it's like I realized the real reason why Blazing Saddles couldn't be made today is not because of everything else that everybody thinks it couldn't be made today. It couldn't be made today because the humor that Mel Brooks uses in his movies, especially at that time, is very sincere humor. Like, everybody knows they're being silly and cringe and ridiculous, but they play that shit straight. Right? Actually, no, they don't play it straight. They do play it tongue in cheek, but like I said, the humor is still very sincere. They know what they're doing. It's not like watching South Park where they're being mean for the sake of being mean, you know, and it's like, you know, it's the whole like irony poisoning. Everyone's being ironic, or like Marvel Universe humor where it's like everybody is kind of like sniping at each other. Right? That's not the case with Mel Brooks humor. It's very, like I said, it's very sincere in its humor. He knows he's being funny, you know? It's like, and he knows what he's saying is ridiculous, you know? And I think that that's what's kind of like Mel Brooks, this movie was not afraid to be cringe. Let's just put it that way. And I think that like, a lot of creators nowadays, I guess because they're so wrapped up in, oh, I got to make money, right? That's kind of like the only acceptable way that they can talk about their books behind the veneer of business. That even when they do say like, oh, it's a passion project, like I said, it comes off like a marketing phrase rather than a genuine description of what they're doing.
Right.
And, you know, and I'm kind of at this point where that's
some of them can't give a genuine description of what they're doing because their shit makes no sense.
Well, but you see, but the thing is, though, is that even if it doesn't make sense, you see, but that's the thing, though. That's where the cringe comes in. Because, I mean, if I were to explain Eagle Raven absolutely, HR. Mel Brooks is king. If I were to explain like Eagle Raven at its base core, it's like, it's pretty much it's like, oh, what's Eagle Raven about? Easy. I took a very normal unicorn and gave her anxiety. That's Eagle Raven. That's Eagle Raven. She was a completely good unicorn, and I had to give her anxiety. You know, and you know, it's like it's kind of like the way, like, if you condense Star Wars to its most base, it's like, oh, a space farmer starts a rebellion, you know, or something like that, you know. And it's like holy shit, that sounds stupid as fuck, you know. You know, even just saying the phrase unicorn princess, it's like, oh, that sounds stupid, right? Because there's no real context to it. But it's the talking about it that gives it context. And
Right.
the problem is that nobody talks long enough, seems to talk long enough to give it enough context where it starts to be, it shifts over from stupid to intriguing. And I think like a really good example of this is, so Jose's packing Oswald, but I think this is when he was packing up Magi's Grace for, you know, finishing off that Kickstarter. And he was listening to a Rob Liefeld podcast.
Ugh.
And Rob Liefeld was talking about some of the books that he worked on. And he starts talking, I forgot which one of his books he says, but he starts talking about the book, right? And it's like, yeah, on a superficial level, the shit's stupid as fuck. But then I couldn't help but get sucked into his enthusiasm about his book. Even though I know the book, it's like, I don't like his stuff. I don't like, I outgrew.
Ouch.
You know, it's like, look, that the stuff that him and Jim Lee and Tom McFarlane were doing back in the day, it was innovative of its time. Right. Now it just feels like something I outgrew. Like I look at it,
no,
and
absolutely.
I go, oh, this shit's cringe, you know. But the problem, it's not a problem. It's just that listening to Rob Liefeld completely obsess about his blorbos. Essentially, that's the whole thing, right? It's like, tell me about
his feet.
It's like tell me about your blorbos. And that's, you know, and again, it's like a blorbo is just your favorite character, you know, your OC, whatever character that you obsess on, that's your blorbo. For me, Eagle Raven's my blorbo. You know, Loki's my blorbo. You know, it's like everybody in Eagle Raven's my blorbo. And you know, and it's like, I guess it's like I'm trying to like find like other artists, other creators who have that genuine, like kind of like fanboy, fangirl attitude towards their own work. You know, where it's like, all I have to do is ask, tell me about your blorbo, and I'm good for the next 2 hours.
Right.
You know, because they just go, because like I said, that's one of the favorite things that I like doing with Jose. It's like getting to a point in the conversation where I steer it into him talking about Oswald, and then I don't have to say a word for the next 2 hours. You know, I am just like completely wrapped up in him talking about Oswald. You know, and that's, you know, and that's how I felt with Rob Liefeld of all people, where it's like his enthusiasm about talking about these characters that he had been working on for decades and he created and blah, blah, blah. And his like, you know, his absolute joy in what he does. You see, that was really the thing I got out of that podcast, is that he has joy, that he gets joy out of what he does. And, you know, yeah, and it's very easy to say that's like, well, he's a millionaire. He doesn't, you know, he doesn't have to worry about money, right? And I kind of think that that's kind of sad, where we kind of think collectively that until the money happens, we're not allowed to feel joy in what we do. You know, where it's like, you know, like the only time you'll see like a creator be excited about their book is if it like reaches 10 grand on Kickstarter. Then all of a sudden, then it's like, it's kind of, you know, like it feels like then they have permission to celebrate that. Like they celebrate how much money their book made. Right. But again, it's like the way they talk about their book is only in relation to how much money it makes. You know, and we've seen creators like that where they think that, oh, my book made $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. So that means that it's a good book. So I don't have to say anything, you know, but it's like, but don't you like talking about your stuff anyway? You know, it's like, why does the money have to like come first before you showing me that your project brings you genuine joy, sincere joy? You know, Tell me about your blorbos. Oh, eventually. I guess eventually he did. Eventually he did. You know? But you see, the funny thing about that, right, is that, you know, like I said, it's like Michael, we live in a world of talking mice and turtles as ninjas. Yeah, it sounds stupid out loud, but for some reason it works. Be stupid. Well, not only be stupid, because it's like, you know, stupid's in the eye of the beholder, right? Because it's like when
we'll go with that.
When I say unicorn princess, I'm dead serious.
Right.
You know, but someone else hearing that going, oh, it's like, what are you, 12? But the thing is, like,
maybe.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. You know? Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of my point. That it's like, that even if someone were to come out and say, it's like, oh, that's stupid. It's like, the real answer should be fuck yeah, and it's mine, and I love it, and it's like, and that's on you if you don't get it. You know? And it's like, you know, it's kind of like we need to act more, like we need to treat our stuff the way, like, you know what's really funny is that I will see people talk more passionately about Batman than their own character. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that Batman is someone else's thing. So they don't have like their egos involved, but not in the terms that they're fans of this thing, but not so involved. But then again, though, I have seen people lose their goddamn minds over people saying that, oh, I don't like Batman, or I think that's stupid. So, you know, maybe, you know, that's kind of, there is a connection there. But the thing is, though, is that when you're talking about your own work and someone says it's stupid, I mean, the ego really can't handle that, because now it's like you're talking about something that you made up, that you created, that you have this immediate connection to, and someone is completely dismissing, which is a hit that you feel is a personal hit. Well, it's like, well, if you think my idea is stupid, do you think I'm stupid? You know, that type of thing. So there's a certain vulnerability in talking about our work that, I guess, look, me included, we have a hard time wearing on our sleeve, essentially. You know, because it's very easy, because it's like we can't handle the asshole that wants to knock it off. Like, how dare you feel joy? How dare you enjoy this? Which is kind of the underlying tone of that when someone says, oh, that's stupid. That's stupid. It's like, okay, so what are you into? You know? You know, your favorite band sucks kind of thing, you know? Right. And you know, and it's like, and it kind of like, you know, makes me wonder that it's like, you know, that's where like the whole business, like it like people are only willing to let you slide. Like I said, if it's couched in business or it's couched in education. Well, I'm an educator. I'm teaching you how to draw, you know, or I'm teaching you how to do comics through me making my own comics. Or it's like, oh, watch me, you know, it's like, oh, how I made 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand on my own comic. You know, like those are the angles that people are willing to accept, but not you going, let me tell you about my characters. Let me tell you about my blorbos.
Right.
You know, like all of a sudden it's like, nah, that's stupid. You know, and you know, but also again, it's like, what's the underlying psychology of that? Right? Is that if people are upset that you're talking about your blorbos instead of how it relates to your business, what that's really telling me is that you don't want to hear about my stuff, because on a certain level, someone else's passion just reminds you of the passion you sacrificed to be normal. You know, and it's just like,
ouch.
Right. And it's like, you know, it's kind of like, why am I the one that has to be embarrassed about that?
For sure. For sure.
You know,
let your freak flag fly.
Right. You know, and especially in this hellscape that we're in, right? I think it's only more important for us to lean in to our passion and to be unafraid of being cringe. Like there was like a couple of videos that I saw where people were saying how clubs now they suck because nobody dances anymore. Like you go to
Oh
a
no,
club,
we're back to middle school prom.
right? Yeah, that pretty much everyone goes to a club and people are not dancing. Ironically, there was this other video about a DJ complaining about that. And he started to take it personally because he thought that there was something wrong with the music that he was playing if nobody was dancing. And another DJ goes, it's like, are you, feeling the music that you're playing? He goes, yeah. And he goes, look, you're doing your job. You're doing what you want to do. The fact that they're not dancing is not your problem. And it's just like, and it's kind of funny how it's like, that's kind of similar to us. It's like, that we feel like, oh, if we don't couch it, like people are not dancing to us talking about how much we're passionate about our books. But it's like, in the end, it's like, that's not your problem. It's kind of related to another issue that I have where it's like, I feel like, like as much as I love doing my books and, I'm doing them anyway and I'm finishing them and the whole thing, that I still feel kind of like I'm screaming into a void. That even with the people who do support my books, the only way I know they support my books is because they support my books. Like I have a consistent 130 to 150 people who show up to my Kickstarters and they're always there. But, it's like, look, there are just days I just want to be told I'm a good girl. That I'm doing the right thing, that you're enjoying, my stuff, But the thing is, though, is that I'm playing the music and I'm getting upset that people aren't dancing when that's not my problem. Right? I just have to lean in to what I'm working on, what I'm doing, the love that I have for this book. That's where my mind.
That's right.
Huh?
I said that's right.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Embrace the cringe.
Right. Embrace it. Right. And that's the thing that it's like, you know what, in the end, it's like, what difference does it make if my book sounds stupid? Because it's like, but in the end, it's like, who's saying it sounds stupid? Somebody who doesn't read my book anyway? Why should I care as to whether they think my shit's cringe or not? Or whether me acting a certain way, talking about my book, being able to talk about my book for hours at a time, if you let me, it's like, what? I mean, who's really calling you cringe? Some insecure.
Why does it matter? Who
right?
are they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like some insecure nutcase, who feels that it's more important to look normal, whatever that is, than to actually lean into whatever joy they may have left.
And how normal is it to just see somebody else living their best life and just having to stop and say something? Whereas if their best life doesn't do it for you, you don't have to look at
right,
them.
Exactly.
So it's like, have you no life? You can't. It's ridiculous.
There was I don't know if this is related or not, but it just kind of stuck in my head, where this woman said that the reason why people talk about you behind your back, the reason why people talk about you behind your back is because when they talk about themselves, nobody listens.
Yep.
I don't know if that's related to anything, but it's just something that stuck in my head. Just put it out there. I'm just putting it out there. So it's like, and I just want, I don't know. It's like, so like I said, I'm kind of like in this headspace where it's like, look, I get it. Everybody got to make their coin. I get that. It's like you got artists to feed or this, that, and the other thing, right? But does everything have to be couched in the language of business?
Right.
It's like it's like, why are you? I mean, because there just comes a point where it's like it's less business and more hiding. You know, that it's like, do you think that if I just know less about the less I know about your book, like, you know, that it makes it better, you know? I mean, you know, and it's really funny because it's like, you know, for people who like to imitate what Marvel and DC do, that, you know, talking about their characters is like, you know, although maybe that's an unfair comparison because all Marvel and DC do is talk about their art behind business, you know, they talk, you know, so I don't know. It's because, yeah, it's like Jose says that these are conversations that they do happen, but they just happen in private. And I believe that, you know, I truly believe that. But it's like, you know, so if it happens in private, then the money is not the problem, is it? You know, it's like, yeah, Rob Liefeld, yeah, oh, he's a millionaire. He can afford to talk about his comics, you know, like like he's a proud father, you know? But it's like, okay, but you know, do you only talk about your kids once they get a job? You know? I mean, you know, I mean, it's like, no, I mean, the thought of it is ridiculous. It's like, oh, you know, oh, I didn't know you had kids. No, I was waiting for them to get a job and to start earning their keep before I acknowledged their existence. And that's kind of like how people talking about their books sound, you know, that it's like, oh, unless you're earning your keep, people can't know you exist. And it's like, that's weird. Like, that's weird. You know, and it's like, you know, but the funny thing is, like, I go on Blue Sky and I mean, really, like, Blue Sky is probably the biggest conglomeration of broke ass artists I have ever seen. Like, everybody is doing like GoFundMe's and Ko-Fi's and rent is due and you know, and all that. Like, it's just absolutely like, holy shit. Like, it's kind of intense sometimes that I can't be on Blue Sky. You know, but it's like, but the trade-off is that I get to see like really, really amazing, passionate work. And these people are fucking broke. And they don't have, you know, you can't stop them talking about their characters, the books that they're doing, the stories that they're writing. You know, so the fact that, oh, you should only talk about yourself when you have the money to do it. It's like, no, there's something else going on, you know, that you're couching your shit in business language because there's something about your books. Talking about your books is so vulnerable. You kind of can't handle it.
Right.
And now look, I completely relate to this. That's why I'm kind of like trying to analyze this idea, because the craziest thing is that it was only when I did the Kickstarter, when I did the Kickstarter in 2021 for Eagle Raven issue 1, that was probably around the first time I was saying Eagle Raven's name out loud. Oh, wow. I've had this character since like 97, you know. I think I created Eagle Raven to be like a portfolio mascot for my website, and the more I drew her, the more like a story started to come around her. And it's like, okay, so it took a while before she turned from a mascot to an actual character with a story and everything.
She took on a life of her own.
Yeah, but it wasn't until 2021 where I was saying her name out loud, because I never had to do it before. You know, and especially not in the context of, you know, of talking about her story. This is my character, right. Eagle Raven. She's a perfectly good unicorn that I gave anxiety to. You know, and it's like, yeah, and it's like just even saying that, like there was a point in 2021 where I couldn't even get that far. It was always like, oh, this is my character. This is my character.
Oh yeah.
It was always like that, right? And it took me a while to just like going, this is my Blorvo. This is my child. This is Eager
Right.
Raven. This is my girl that I'm putting through situations
And stuff.
and stuff. And I'm doing a 16-issue series. And it's like, and there's even more after that. There's a novel after that. There's a novelization after that. There's short stories after that. There's porn after that. There's a whole thing.
Oh,
There's everything. There's everything after that. But it took me a while to even get to this part and to get to this point. And even now, I still like feel very reticent talking about. That's why I still am very dependent on cue cards. Like everything when I'm on a show. Oh yeah! Oh my god! I gotta use that. We put that back up. Put that back up.
Oh my god!
Right. Eager Raven is all about childhood rejection, trauma, and hilarity.
Stories.
That's exactly. If that's not the gist of it, I don't know what it is. Holy shit. I gotta write that down. But like, yeah, it's like, so like when I'm on shows, even our own, but when I used to do a lot more podcasts before, I always had to have shit on cue cards. Like I would always have, like literally I would have index cards, sometimes taped up to my monitor, just so I can talk about Eager Raven without like going into Blorbo territory, and what's funny is that that's something that I've seen on shows as well. Like the whole thing that I was telling you, like the algorithm is people, and people would rather you talk about your projects as a business venture rather than a passion project. That it's like that in the end, it's like, we don't give a shit, how long you've been working on this thing, or whatever. We don't care. We don't care about how much you care about it. But again, like I said, what's the underlying issue there? Right. That it's like, look, all that tells me is like, look, either one, you're not interested, right? So you're not the audience anyway, right? Or two, someone else's passion makes you uncomfortable for what, because you're thinking about what you gave up or what you haven't done. Right. So so either way, these are not the people you have to be worried. These are people that shouldn't matter to you. They're not your audience. So so it's like, so if Rob Liefeld can suck me in to his bullshit that I don't even like,
Yeet.
It's like, why is it that we can't do the same thing, with our stuff? But again, it's like a lot of people.
I'm going to suck you right in. And that's why we're putting on our prettiest panties for
right
you now.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing about the dancing, right? So the reason why people aren't dancing in clubs is because they don't want to be filmed and then goofed on online. So nobody dances. If you don't dance, nobody goofs on you, right? But also it's like, so if I don't talk actual passionately about my work, no one's going to say it's stupid, But at the same time, if you there's always this thing that you said that it's like the only person who can, the biggest cheerleader for your work is you. Nobody can talk about your work, can be as excited about your work as you. Right. And
that's it.
And there's all this kind of like this dichotomy where people want to see you excited because it makes them excited, but then at the same time, it's like, well, don't be too excited.
Right.
You know? But then it kind of made me think about weebs.
Yep.
You know, where it's like you ask somebody about their favorite fucking anime, again, they talk for hours about it. And the second you say it's stupid, they're the first people to say, fuck you. You don't know what you're looking at. Right?
Mhm.
And it's like, I kind of wonder like how much, you know, like we kind of like need to take that attitude, you know, like, or internalize that it's like, you know, fuck you. You don't know what you're looking at.
There you go.
You know, it's one thing to say that's like, oh, this is not really my thing. But to just outright be an asshole about, oh, that's stupid, that's cringe. It's like, fuck you. You don't know what you're looking at.
Right.
You know, and it's like, look, and if you don't know what you're looking at, then it's like, then you either listen to me tell you what you're looking at, or you just admit that this is not something you're interested in and you move on. But your commentary has no business here.
Word.
You know? And
that explanation doesn't even need to happen. There's a block button for that.
Right, exactly. You know, and now it's like just like me trying to figure out like, okay, how much am I going to put my money where my mouth is, right? It's like, you know, I'm talking all this shit, but it's like, again, it's like I told you, it's like this is something that I struggle with. You know, it's like I've done a couple of episodes about the lore of Ego Raven. Like there were some plot holes that I was trying to like figure out, and I was talking out loud on a stream, on one of my draw streams, about it, trying to figure this out. And I had a couple of people in the stream who actually enjoyed it. You know, so it's like, so in the end, those are the people I'm talking to. You know, those are the people that, you know, and it's like, and I don't know, it's like I said, it's like I go on Blue Sky and I see people like talking about, you know, their characters and their OCs and, you know, and it's like, and I enjoy that a lot. And it's like, and when I can find them online on YouTube, like I enjoy it when people start talking about their characters. But like I said, sincerely.
Right.
Not in this is just all couched in marketing language.
Right.
You know, why did you create that character? Oh, because I felt there was a hole in my IP catalog. Oh.
Definitely.
Well, be still my heart.
Yeah,
you know?
Right.
You know?
So much passion.
Right, yeah. You know, and it's like, what am I supposed to do with that information? You know? And it's like,
yeah, that's the equivalent of spitting on it.
You know, it's like, what? Yeah, it's like, really? That I'm asking you to explain your character, and you know, tell me about your character, tell me about your children, right? And you know, and the only thing that pops up is, oh, they made $10,000 or something doing something,
yeah, right?
Yeah, because that's the only value I hold in it.
It's the best selling,
right? It's like, you know, they made partner, but that's like the only time you hear about them, and it's like, isn't there anything else? Like, don't you have like Little League or something? Like, I don't know. It's like, is there anything that your kid does outside of that? You know, outside of being marketable? You know, I mean, is there anything else? You know? Because it's such a turnoff. It's like I want to like your character, you know, but that type of language like just really turns me off to it. You know, it's like, oh, this is just a thing I created just to attract your attention and get your money. It's not like I really do anything with it otherwise. And it's like, I don't know. And you know, it's funny. It's like, I don't really know, like, if that's really what people think when they do that. You know, like, you're like, I understand when a corporation does it, that they're trying to create a character, you know, because they're creating, like, this is literally an IP. They're creating this character literally to make money. Like, that's the sole, like, it's the creative teams. Like, the creative teams may have a certain passion in creating that character, but in the overall company, they could give a rat's ass. Put that bitch on a SpaghettiOs can, and that's
Don't be talking shit about SpaghettiOs.
Yeah. No, because there was an artist that Jose told me that they put his artwork on SpaghettiO cans, and he said the royalty check that he got from that was more than the royalties he ever got from drawing the actual books.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not knocking SpaghettiOs. Okay. SpaghettiO, putting your character on SpaghettiOs. But but there's like it's I don't know. It's like, I think that, because like I said, it's like we're indie, right? We're indie. We're small, it's small, it's like we're,
it's just a small bean.
Right, exactly. So it's like we're not Marvel, we're not DC, we're not IDW. So it's like you would think that we would give ourselves more grace to like actually show that we enjoy what we do, as opposed to like, oh, I'm big boss man, whatever. It's like, oh, Mike, it's like, oh, I'm going to convince you to buy my book because I'm big boss man, and I'm just going to use the right, like marketing terms to activate your whatever the fuck, to activate the funnel. It's like, and so I don't know. So I just kind of like I said, I don't know. It's like I just kind of wonder, like, but again, if I wonder, then that means that maybe I should be doing that too. It's like it's the whole thing about why am I expecting something from everybody else that I'm not doing myself? And it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe if I did continue to talk about Eager Rave, and like, yeah, well, it's like Eager Rave is the story of a unicorn who goes through childhood trauma, and then how her adult life is still affected by that while she's trying to win back her kingdom. I mean, it's like something like that. Like, but it's true. That's
hello.
Hey, hello. Being cringe is cool. Is cool. Not gonna lie. Thank you. Everyone else is so judgmental and lame. Absolutely. That's exactly right. I've often been guilty of getting too excited. Yeah, I know.
Oh, Daphne, but the thing, she turns like this blood red. It's so cute when she blushes and talks about her characters. Look, she knows I'm right. She looks. Look how red she got.
I mean, my Blorbos. But that's, and I think that, again, I think what it is that, speaking of childhood trauma, that I think that it's related to that. That I think that, like, on a certain level, we all have that internalized fear of being told we're too much. Right? It's like, oh, you're being too extra. Calm down.
Well, I don't have a therapist this week.
Right? And it's like, and here we are, grown-ass adults, and we're still catering to that idea that it's like, oh, I don't want to come off as too much. And I really do think, in a strange way, our books do suffer for it. But like I said, I'm talking about being sincere, not screaming taglines over and over again in a chat until people pay attention to you.
Strong female character.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Stupid
passion project.
Right. Yeah.
Batman, but different.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Stuff like that. Oh, it's cool. Just that's it. It's cool.
Right. It's cool. Okay,
cool
bro.
It's not a story.
Cool is subjective.
It's like the trauma that created the book is not a story. What's this? No, I want to hear about your character's trauma. Your trauma, you should actually see a therapist for.
Although if you do it right, your character's projecting your trauma.
Well, right, yeah, exactly.
But I'm not going to tell you that because that's too personal. You can't touch the soul.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. So in the end, it's like, if you're a creator, you got a comic. What keeps you from talking? Like, do you? like I'm curious. It's like all you creators out there, right? It's like when you're talking about your stuff privately, like is the way you talk about your books privately different from how you talk about your books publicly? I think that's the question, right?
Right.
You know, it's like how do you censor yourself when you're talking publicly about your books, and why do you do that? You know, because it's like because if there's one thing I refuse to believe is that there's a difference. That it's like, no, you talk about your book when someone is talking, when you're one-on-one with somebody, you talk about your book different. You talk about your characters differently than when you're on a show, when you're on a podcast. And it's like then all of a sudden, you know, all these weird little words pop up that never appears when you're talking about your book privately. And it's like, you know, and it's like, yeah, it's like, so is that the case? Is that the case?
Right.
Do you talk about your, you know, do you talk about your book differently privately than when you do publicly, and why do you do that? You know,
it's time for some self-reflection.
Right. I think so.
Shadow work, if you will.
Yeah. Homework.
I like shadow work.
Oh, that's true too. You know, yeah. Navel gazing. A little navel gazing for everybody at the end of this
There
vlog.
we go.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. You know. Oh, good grief. So any final thoughts on
final thoughts? I mean, I think you just wrapped it up nicely.
Right. Yeah.
The burrito's good. I don't want to add anything else to it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You know, sometimes the SpaghettiOs are good plain without having to add like broccoli in it or something.
You know what, bro?
What?
I know you're ragging me.
No, actually, no. I'm actually hungry, and I do have a craving for broccoli right now.
Okay, because like it's really, really bad because I do eat good. Like I really, really do.
Yeah.
Like I'm dead serious when I tell you there's like a mini albasha in my fridge right now. I'm all about some Greek and Mediterranean shit, and I'm always cooking and prepping and da-da-da-da-da. And then I'll have this extreme side of me where I wake up and there's absolutely nothing I like. Nothing's gonna satisfy me. Nothing looks like it's gonna taste good, and so I always default to a fucking can of original SpaghettiOs.
Okay, how many people are actually tasting the SpaghettiOs right now just by talking about it? Because I swear to
our
God,
level of neurodivergence is showing here, bro. I
swear to God, because the second you talk about SpaghettiOs, like there's this very particular flavor. I'm having a flavor.
It's called tin.
Right, I'm having a very particular flavor memory right now.
It's a safe food for me. Like seriously, like it's like I don't know. I don't have like bad food aversions,
right?
But sometimes just all food is bad, and the
like I can even
spaghetti.
Like I'm vegetarian and lactose tolerant and vegetarian, but I can still taste those hot dogs, the hot dog bits.
Oh no! I would never
taste the hot dog.
That is so gross.
You know, like it's like wow. It's
well, it became this thing. Okay, so like because I'm on I don't give a shit who knows. I'm on like medicine, my crazy pills, and they upset my stomach if I take them on an empty stomach. So I have to force myself to eat something, and especially when I'm first waking up and trying to function, it's not a good time for me. Nothing ever sounds great. So yeah, I literally scarfed in like 10 seconds a can of SpaghettiOs down my throat before I logged on here.
Right.
Yeah, actually I was already logged on. I was just like sucking them fuckers up.
What's funny,
but it's like I needed something filling. So it has the carbs that expand from the pasta, and it has like a tomato and metal flavor that's just not offensive.
Right.
I don't know. God damn it.
The taste of childhood.
My childhood didn't have SpaghettiOs because my mom didn't buy the fun stuff. She burnt like generic Pop-Tarts and shit.
Oh, right. The Great Value brand.
Right. Not even. Oh my God. It was like the one below that.
Right. Oh my goodness.
That's my final thought. SpaghettiOs are good, Daphne.
Yes, they are.
Save. SpaghettiOs are comfort. SpaghettiOs are trauma in a can.
Oh my goodness. So I'd like to thank everybody who hung out with us in the chat and giving us their there we go. I fish pesticarian. Yeah, it's like, look, we all got issues. We all got dietary issues. You know, remember back in the day when we would just die from our allergies?
Right. Now we guzzle the milk, take the pill, and fart.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Oh
again, I'd like to thank everybody in the chat for joining us today. And yes, and thank you so much to our beautiful eyeball people watching us and listening to us in the background. You could be doing anything else. You could have anything else in the background, but you decided to have us, and we thank you so much for that. We appreciate your attention in this attention economy.
Right?
Thank you so much. And again, and thank you so much for everybody in the chat putting their 2 cents in this economy where we don't even have pennies anymore. It's a $1.25 now. Thank you so much for putting in your $1.25. Oh my goodness. So I hope everybody enjoys the new look. I think it adds a little bit more positivity and hope, it feels, to the vlogs. I mean, I know that I felt very different, you know, looking at this very calming pastel background instead of that shocking blue.
Super gay. So I hope
very
you took
gay.
That.
Yes.
So I hope you know we take that as a compliment. Oh, jeez.
Oh my God, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being gay.
Not even a minute. Okay.
So if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and everything else going on, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can read Ego Raven, Air the First Unicorn for free. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales. That's TAILS online.com. And you can read the entire 1,000 plus page archive there. So it'll keep you busy. And also, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter while you're on the website, where you can keep up to date. So you can also scan in the QR code right here. It's also the same QR code at the bottom there. Don't forget to sign up so you can keep up to date with all of my new art, sketchbooks, comics, and Kickstarters. And you get a free PDF comics bundle for joining. You get to enjoy Ego Raven for free, Tall Tales for free, and the Oswald Chronicles for free. So thank you so much again for joining us. I hope everybody has a really nice and hopefully warmer, or at least stay bundled up for the rest of the week, because I don't think it's going to start getting warmer until later on later on this month. Or next month, actually. So, so stay bundled, stay warm. And in the words of the ancients, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work. Because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake any of your accomplishments. Nita, hit a clip and then end the stream. Just co-host choice today.
I'm just going out.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Later.
I told him I can